Welcome. Today, we're stepping away from our usual format. We're looking into something darker, true accounts shared with us by listeners, stories that show how terror can find you. Oh, even during the holidays. Especially then. We have 3 narratives tonight, unsettling ones. Our aim isn't just to tell these stories, it's to understand the fear, the calculation behind them, the things that make them stick with you. We'll begin with one from Christmas Eve, back in 2001. It's about a little boy, 6 years old, Michael, and about a house rule that probably saved his life. So Michael's parents had just popped out. Last-minute Christmas run, you know how it is. He was downstairs, 6 years old, watching cartoons. I think it was Dexter's Lab. His older brother, Daniel, he was upstairs, headphones on, blasting metal music, completely oblivious. Just a normal, quiet Christmas Eve scene for a moment. Then Michael saw something, a figure, passing the living room window. The person stopped, turned back, and looked right in. It was a man, dressed in a Santa suit. You know, the cheap kind. Fake beard, big floppy hat, carrying a sack.
Right away, there's something important happening there. Psychologically, even a child 6 years old, who fully believes in Santa Claus, who expects him, even. Michael felt something was off, immediately. That's a key defense mechanism kicking in, recognizing something's wrong, even when it looks right.
And Michael definitely saw it. He said later the man's eyes were, sickly and yellow. Sunken cheeks, dark bags under the eyes, not jolly, not the Santa he'd pictured. The man just stared for what felt like a really, really long time, uncomfortably long. Then he gestured towards the front door, like, let me in. Silent. Now, Michael's parents had drilled rules into him, safety rules. So he went to the door, he unlocked the main wooden one, but he left the screen door locked. He wasn't allowed to open that for anyone. Then the Santa spoke, asked him his name. What's your name, son? And that threw Michael. Because, well, Santa's supposed to know your name, right?
Yeah.
Then the man pulls a present out of the sack, wrapped up, holds it out towards the screen door. Come and get it, he says. Open up. Come get your present.
And that's Honey Beller. That's textbook, the lore. A gift from Santa. It's high value to a child. He's testing the boundary. That locked screen door is the only thing in the way. It's opportunistic, seeing if the rule will bend for the reward.
But it didn't. Michael, he really wanted that present, badly. But the stranger danger rule was stronger. He remembered it. So instead of opening the door, he yelled, upstairs.
Yeah.
Shouted for Daniel to come down, now. The instant Michael yelled, the Santa's reaction was immediate. Eyes wide, he just turned. No hesitation at all. Walked straight to a van parked nearby. Michael hadn't noticed it before, but the engine was running. He jumped in and the van just sped off. Gone. Michael remembered thinking, where are the reindeer?
That running engine, that's the chilling detail. It confirms it wasn't random. It was planned, calculated. He had an escape ready. The moment anything went wrong, any sign of another person, he was out. That level of preparedness, you see that in practice predators. Minimum risk. Quick exit.
The story gets colder. 2 days later, after Christmas Day. News started spreading through their town. An 8-year-old boy was missing, lived just a few blocks away from Michael. His parents had left him alone. Just for 10 minutes, they said. Ran to the shops. He was never seen again. That locked screen door. Daniel upstairs. That was the only difference. Okay, our next account shifts from a calculated human threat to something else, something unexplained, deeply unsettling. This happened a few days before Christmas, up in the north of England, on a very remote, freezing cold country path. The person telling the story was walking their dog, Lucy, late at night. It was absolutely pitch black, proper dark, silent. Then they heard it, a sound, rhythmic. Didn't sound like an animal or the wind, just wrong. They shone their flashlight ahead, down the path. The sound stopped. A few seconds later, it started again, closer this time, and they realized what it was. A woman, crying, horrible, deep sobs.
That combination, darkness, isolation, and a sound of distress. It triggers a very primal conflict. Fear versus the instinct to help. Dread builds quickly.
So they moved forward, slowly, cautiously. But 200 feet away, they saw a shape, standing perfectly still, right in the middle of the path. Looked like a woman, long dark hair down her back, but she was just wearing a white nightgown, stained, no coat, no shoes, in freezing weather, and her back was towards them. They called out, asked, are you all right? Do you need help? No answer, just the sobbing, continuous, heavy. They kept walking closer, maybe 25 feet away now, getting worried, but also scared. And that's when Lucy, the dog, reacted. She just stopped dead, completely rigid. Tensed up, eyes locked on that figure, and she let out this low growl, deep in her chest, really aggressive. The narrator said they'd never heard her make a sound like that, ever. Lucy was usually very gentle. They knew instantly. This was a serious warning, primal danger. Trusting the dog, they raised a flashlight one last time, aimed it right at the figure, and the light, it showed something impossible. Through the curtain of long, black hair, where the back of her head should be, they could see features, 2 large, watery black eyes, a wide mouth. It was like her face was on backwards, looking right at them from the back of her head.
That hits something called the uncanny valley, but intensely amplified by fear. The uncanny. It's when something is familiar, like the human form, but wrong in a fundamental way. Our brains rely on patterns, human shape, movement, face placement. When that pattern is drastically violated, like a face on the wrong side, it creates this overwhelming cognitive dissonance, pure wrongness, deep revulsion and terror.
They didn't stick around to analyze it. They just turned and ran. Full speed, back the way they came. Heard footsteps behind them. Fast ones. Quick. Glance back. Flashlight beam bouncing. The woman was running after them. Still sobbing. Incredibly fast. Unnaturally fast. But she was running backwards, her body facing away, head turned around, chasing them down the path. They didn't stop running until they hit a main road, streetlights, civilization. The crying faded behind them. They never saw her again. Never knew what it was. But the dog, well, that's how she got her name, Lucky Lucy. Our final story tonight brings us back, sharply, back to human actions. Calculated cruelty, designed to inflict the worst possible pain, during the time meant for joy. This involves a friend of the narrator's uncle. This man, he'd made some, let's say, bad life choices, got himself into serious debt, big money, owed it to the wrong kind of people, loan sharks, mob types. Right before Christmas, they gave him a deadline, a month and a half, pay it all back, plus the insane interest, or else.
With organized crime, debt isn't just about money, it's about power, control, sending messages. The loan itself can be a trap. The deadline, especially around a holiday, it's deliberate pressure, non-negotiable.
Well, the deadline came. Payday. And he didn't have the money. Couldn't pay. They didn't take his car, his TV, or anything like that. As the narrator put it, they ended up just taking him instead. He vanished, just disappeared. Family was frantic. Police, leads went nowhere. He was gone. Then came Christmas morning. The family, well, obviously they weren't feeling festive, but they had kids. The children ran downstairs to the tree. And there, amongst the other gifts, was one box, a plain one. It hadn't been there on Christmas Eve. Someone put it there during the night. It was just a plain cardboard box, wrapped badly in dull paper. The kids, excited by the mystery present, tore it open. Inside was a human hand, severed at the wrist. On the ring finger was a wedding band. His wedding band. It was their father's hand.
It's psychological warfare,
Oh.
pure terror tactic. It achieves several things at once. Finality about the debt it's paid in blood. It's a brutal message to anyone else who owes them. Shows their reach, their ruthlessness. And the worst part, delivering it like that on Christmas morning to the children. It utterly destroys the family's sense of safety, forever taints that day. The calculation behind that, ensuring maximum lasting trauma, it's monstrous.
Yeah. Someone broke into their home. In the middle of the night, crept in while they slept, placed that box under the tree, specifically for the kids to find. The level of sheer malice, using Christmas morning like that, it's beyond just crime. It's horror. Real-life horror. So tonight we've looked at 3 chilling stories. A predator using the image of Santa, an inexplicable terror on a dark path, and calculated, brutal violence delivered as a Christmas gift, all happening during a season we associate with peace, with safety, with joy. Maybe the real horror isn't always supernatural. Sometimes it's the realization of how fragile our safety is and the deliberate cruelty humans are capable of, especially when we feel most secure. Thank you for joining us for this difficult exploration. If these accounts resonated with you, if you're drawn to understand the darker side of things, you can find more stories like these over on our dedicated channel, Horror Docs. We urge you, please stay aware, stay vigilant. And if these stories chilled you, please do like, share, and subscribe to Horror Docs. Until next time, stay safe.